Hello from the Dreamport Discord server. I'm Shadows Pub, bringing you Pimp Your Post Thursday. On the show today, we'll share posts, meet others, and have some fun. You can share your own post or someone else's you really like. To take part, drop the PYPT emoji into the show text channel. I'll add you to the list to take a turn sharing post. Want to call on you? Add your post link to the text channel and come on voice to tell us about it. Keep it brief, like a short commercial for the post. If you can't do voice, it's okay. You can share by text, but text and the link must be ready to paste into the text channel when I call on you. You can have more than one turn, but you must use the emoji for each turn. Okay, let's get started with Amy. And Amy's gonna do text. So we'll get it up on the screen. And Amy says, I came across this post and it was such a good read. Princess Bosea talked about the beauty of the Hive and why she chose Hive over any other platform. You can check it out and see if that's why you love Hive too. She's a good writer. Thank you, Amy. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, since Bluefin isn't here, I thought I'd share one of his posts. He's actually trying to get his garden going. He has some grow lights in his basement, and he plants seeds and gets everything ready. Gets the plants a good start, before he puts them outside when the frost is gone. So this is his setup, and you can follow him on YouTube if you like his videos. They're really quite interesting and showing how to start a garden indoors. And he's got such a wide variety of things he plants. It's interesting to keep up with.
And really, when he puts his garden out in the spring, it takes up a very small area, but he gets fair yield out of it.
It is a very compact space. You're correct.
Yeah,
It's amazing what he grows.
yeah. There's definitely a gardening community on the platform. All right, thank you, Kitty Girl. And Artemis, you're up.
I thought it was interesting that this word came up, soft hearted. Shadows, of course, we know who this is, but I forgot to tell you. It's Shadows Pub's Daily Echo. So do not mistake of perceiving a gentle person as weak. A soft hearted person operates with a quiet power, radiating outward and uplifting others. Well, I thought it was interesting that this came up because we're Canadian, Shadows and I, and as a nation, we've been thinking that maybe because we are empathetic and try to be kind hearted, that we were perceived as weak, but I think we're kind of banding together and showing maybe we're not.
Yep. What's that? We're we're nice until we're not.
That's the one.
Apparently, Maria over on Twitter must have liked it this morning. She did an impromptu space, so I want to hear the recording on that a little later.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, she does that on occasion. Thank you, Artemis. And Calvin, you're up. I agree, Alexandra. Alexander says Canada is a soft-hearted nation, but also a hard-ass one. Don't mess with them. Well, I think one of your guys south of the border is effing around and seeing if he can find out.
It was always said when I was growing up, don't mess with Texas. And I'm like, don't mess with north of the border. I'm just I'm just saying,
Well,
because they'll be
I
like, sorry, not sorry.
the don't mess with Texas. Texans are kind of brash and out there, and people think that that's the way it is. It's the one you least expect.
It's the quiet ones you never see coming.
It is the quiet ones. You got to watch them.
Yeah, Artemis ought to know that. All right, Calvin, tell us about this.
Okay, so this post, I wrote it yesterday, and it's one of the Eye Learners prompts for the week, which brought about a very interesting thought. What if social media was taught as a subject in high school or probably in um, the university? And I decided to share my thoughts about it. So you can read it to check it out.
So, being an old person, my perception is that in order for them to teach it in high school, they'd probably have to hire one of those students, wouldn't they?
Probably, yes, yes, very well. You need to hire an expert who is definitely someone who is very social media inclined.
Yeah, the young people seem to be pretty social media savvy.
Yes.
Sava? Thank you, Calvin.
Okay.
Alessandra, you're up.
Oh God, I still get that scared feeling in my gut when I hear the words, you're up. Okay. So, all right, here we go. Um, you guys have been so lovely to help me with my shy pen. So, but it's really interesting how, like, when you're really into doing community work and building community and help those that just need a little bit of encouragement. It's like I'm so good at that, and then when it comes to my own voice, I'm like, don't look at me. I'll come back to me, I'll say. And I've done it so many times here, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we have brought Hive Spaces back out from the it was founded over on Twitter Spaces until I just, we couldn't stomach it anymore. We ran about 100 shows over there, and I don't miss them at all. I really do love that we're on Go Brunch and that we launched our first show. So this is how we're going to do it. That Hive Spaces is like it's it's a Hive show for the rest of us where we're not getting talked down to. There's no mansplaining in Hive Spaces. We're getting to talk about all the cool stuff that the devs get to talk about, that the people that have been on Hive for years get to talk about, but you don't have to know everything about how things work to get to see what the cool stuff is and basically how it works. So Hive Space is a live audio space, and we had the first one. Starkers was our guest, and this is the recap of that show. And what I wanted to do was, if you miss the show, you don't know what the show is, but the topic looks interesting, that you could get from the recap. This is what it is. This is how it works. This is how it might work for you. And what's next. And working hard to come up with a template for that. I think I have one here, and I would love to see if you have any suggestions of how it could be made more clear, because the whole reason why we're doing this is to have a fun show that's understandable, right? So I hope uh-oh, am I lost?
Nope,
Can you hear me?
we're listening.
Oh, because my computer started shutting down.
Oh,
Anyway, so there's my post. Take a look, and if you see anything that you think would make it clearer, or if it's missing something, will you help us out by letting me know just down in the comments, and I will really take what you say and and work it in so we have a good product that helps people. Thank you. The end.
So now's a good time to plug the next one.
Oh, right. Part of Hive Spaces is that if we use up a time slot, we go ahead right then and we book the next one. So we know on the 25th of March that our guest is going to be Archange. Woo! So we're going to be talking about his
Wubba
three
lubba
favorite.
dub dub!
Okay, Sarge is in the house. Alexander, go back to what you're saying.
That was actually perfectly timed, wasn't it? Yes. So Archange is going to come and see us. He's going to be on stage with Shadows and me. So what's different about Go Brunch is that you get to pick a space. You get to just choose who you sit next to. And there's a couple of places where you can be if you have a question or a comment. We're going to be getting to know a guy that likes to kind of stay in the shadows. Shadows, you're not the only one. He likes to stay in the shadows and just do his thing. But there's a lot of fun to be had with Archange, and I hope that you guys will come out and see us and welcome Archange to our stage. That's the 25th of March, and the post is already in the works. Thank you.
And by then, there will be some time changes going on, so keep checking the time. So we'll be able to learn more about what Archange is doing, uh, Hive Buzz, and that sort of thing. Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you.
Seke, you're up. Uh, Seke? Oh, you did text. Okay. Hey, give me a sec. We'll read that. So, Seke says, been a while since I wrote a piece, so I went down to Inkwell and found their prompt butt dial. And he produced a piece that has the title of A Second Chance. So go check that out. Thank you, Seki. And Abinad is up next. A little pause. There we go. And Abinad is also doing text. And she says, hello everyone. Check out this simple toy I made for my kitten. Doesn't need a lot of crocheting skills. Anyone can try it. It does look like a cute little toy. And what's the kitten's name? Star. Nice name. Cute little thing, too. I'm assuming you use Star because of that nice little black spot on her forehead. And Artemis, you are up.
Okay, so this is from Shani Deer. She comes to the knit group quite often, and has been working on a mystery knit along. So each month they get a new pattern for a block. And sometimes you need to make 6 of these blocks, which you can space out, or other numbers. This one was a weird one. You actually cast on 200 and some odd stitches, 216, I think. And you working out.
Artemis,
Yeah?
did I miss the link?
Oh, I forgot to hit enter. Sorry. Now you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Try that again.
Well, there's a lot of stitches, and if you make a mistake, having to pull back is a lot of work, and that's exactly what happened to her. So this post is about a little bit of that frustration. And just talking about that she's been a little busy lately and didn't have time to come into knit group, and just a nice update. So show her some love.
All right. Thank you, Artemis. And Sarge, I think you're here. You're up.
Yes, I am.
You're
Hang
up.
on, I get the linky link.
Okay.
Hey, Sarge.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
We're all in one piece, more or less.
Yeah, we're trying to survive down south down here. Between the weather and the other things going on in the world, I just don't know.
I hear ya.
Well, anyway, on a more positive note, and actually this is a positive post. Um, Sometime back, they called me Dan, and if y'all don't know who they call me Dan is, he's a Hive millionaire. I think he's a regular millionaire too. He used to play poker professionally. I don't know if he still does that or not. I'm sure he does. But anyway, he puts out social challenges and stuff like that. And it just gave me an idea for a post, which I've been working on for some time because it takes me forever to make a post. But this is just a post about what the things I like about Hive. And of course, I featured Pimp Your Post Thursday and some other projects and stuff, and tagged a bunch of people so they could get eyes on their posts and their projects. So there you have it. What is right with Hive?
Nice. Yeah, Dan and Starkers work together a lot.
Yeah, they do a lot of projects. He's very active with that Three Speak,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess is Hive's answer to YouTube and Instagram and stuff. And yeah, he does a lot for the Hive blockchain, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, he
He's a
is.
really good guy.
All right. Thank you, Sarge. And Seki, you're back. And Bipolar has won the 1 HBI. And we'll get that up on the screen. Bipolar's thinking big. She wants the 5. She'll take what she's got, but she wants the 5. And let's see what Seki has to say about this. Helps if I'm in the right channel. And he says, I've been seeing this movie for a while now in a friend's WhatsApp status. Just on a whim, I downloaded it and watched. This is what I thought about the beautiful movie, The George. I don't think I've ever seen that. Guess you have to check out that
It's
review,
it's quite
Alexander.
wonderful.
Pardon me, Seki?
It's quite it's quite wonderful. It's a wonderful film. Like the plot is not really like the plot is not really spectacular. It's average, but the acting, the actors, the protagonist, they made it everything. Yeah, it's recommend. I really recommend. Well, I don't know why I recommend it to, because it doesn't have a particular niche. I just maybe romance, action. Well, the action not really much, but it's a mix of everything. But the actors made it work. So yeah, I recommend for everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Seki. In Bipolar, you're up. Oh, did I catch you short? There we go. Okay, bipolar.
5%.
Tell us about
Good
that.
evening. Okay, so this is a movie that I've seen, but that was a really long time ago. So I bumped into it again while I was on Facebook, and I decided to see it for my second time. So basically, The Perfect Guy is a movie about a woman that likes jumping into things, and then a psychopath that just gives this really sweet expression at first until you actually get to know who he is. So I talked about what I like about the movie and what I did not like. So if you want to know what that is, please check it out. Thank you.
So, did you think the perfect guy was perfect?
No, it was not perfect. It was a weirdo, a psychopath.
Well, I had
And I
to
didn't
ask.
even understand how it's coming.
I had to ask you, bipolar, because you never have an opinion.
But on this particular one, I go with the girl's initial boyfriend. It was okay, but like I said, the girl likes jumping into things, so it's all her fault. I blame her.
Okay. Well, it's good to know you don't have opinions. All right. Thank you,
Thank
bipolar.
you. Welcome.
And Seki, you're up. Yes, Seki again. He's got a lineup. And he says, as always, I'm here with a 3-tune Tuesday post. It's not a full week on Hive without one. Here are three songs from Naruto openings list. It's Japanese and I don't truly understand some, but the guitar notes are one that goes straight to the soul. So basically
I'm
the
sorry. This is Narrator. Pardon?
pardon?
Hello?
Yes.
You said you said Narrat is Naruto. Naruto.
So here's the solution,
Naruto.
Seki. If you want it pronounced the what you think is the right way, you should do it.
Well, I'm not really chanced because I was on the road. I'm still on the road. But yeah,
Uh
you
huh.
can just come in and correct. Yeah. All right. For my next post, I will do voice. Hopefully.
Good plan. Good plan. Thank you, Seki. And Kitty Girl, you're up. There we are.
Well, this post is just sharing a little piece of silver that I got last year. The Silver Gold Stackers community that collects precious metals, silver, gold, platinum, etc. On our legacy chain, they produced a really nice silver round each year, and we've kind of been missing that on Hive. But there's so much work that goes into it in the back scenes, trying to order all the silver, get the design right, and the poor person that has to collect it all and send it out to everybody is just inundated with work. And I think that might be why they haven't done it since I forked off of Steam. But this is a little piece that was designed by Silver Stacker, or excuse me, Silver Saver 888, who co-founded Ladies of Hive with me, and she produced this. She did the design, which I think is really crisp and clean and cool, and then Pit Bullion is the guy who has his own little silver business, and he poured the pieces for us, and it's really, really an awesome thing. And anyone who's interested in collecting silver, whether it's an old coin or a silver bullion, gold, whatever, you can join the Silver Gold Stackers community and keep up with the.
All right. You got cut off a little at the end there, Kitty Girl. You did finish, right?
Yeah, I can repeat a sentence or two if you want.
All right. Thank you, kitty girl. And Butt Coins is up. All right, Butt Coins, tell us about this. Uh oh. Uh oh, what? Your mic froze.
Oh, here,
There
okay,
you
here it
go.
is. Here it is.
There
There
you
I go.
go.
I don't know why it wouldn't. I'm like pushing it. I'm like pushing it harder and harder. It wouldn't unfreeze. uh, oh yeah. So hey, hi everybody. How's it going? Yeah. I just dropped a post in there. This is my kids' post. They take turns going back and forth. Posting on the same channel there, the Bomb Kids, and we have been on a little journey just recently where we are exploring. I don't know if people have heard of this thing that kind of popped up. It was existed before the pandemic, but it really blew up after the pandemic or during the pandemic, which is World Schooling Hubs. And these pop-up world schooling hubs that now if you're in a if you're in these groups, they're just all over. They're all over the world, and so it was something that interested us, and so we signed up for one in Morocco. I was there for about 10 days. I already saw in the first 10 days that the place was going to be a bit like disorganized, or it was a bit disorganized. And then we actually chose that time period so that I could go back to Guatemala and do some work, and then come back and meet the family afterwards, and that mom and the kids would kind of have coverage, because these hubs are generally meant to be like supportive. There's other families and there's activities, and so we just thought it seemed like kind of the perfect way to do this. And yeah, and unfortunately our first experience in a hub was fairly negative, and you know I we encouraged our son had a pretty rough time at points. Look, it wasn't all bad, but you know how it is. Some of the negative stuff sticks with you, and so we encouraged him to write his feelings and how it was for him. And so this post is about his first world schooling experience, and kind of how it didn't go so well. We are in another world schooling facility now in Bulgaria, and this one is amazing. So I don't want to put a negative spin on all world schools, but our first experience wasn't so hot, and that's what this post is about.
So the good news is you tried again.
Yeah, yeah. Fall off the horse, get back on the goat.
Exactly. So, Buttcoins, this is probably a good time for you to talk about what you and I have been up to.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been doing shows in the Hive Discord, and we recently just sort of like adapted a brand new show that is a little bit more Hive centric, and where we I guess we both were talking about how we saw like all of these builders and dApps and witnesses and um uh just people who are kind of movers and shakers on the platforms, and DHF proposal projects, and all, and just kind of just felt like there was like something missing between the community and the actual like everyday users and the folks that we're building. And so we came up with this idea for a show that we're calling the Hive Thrive Community Hour, and we're pulling people that are doing interesting things on the blockchain, and we're pulling them in and giving them a chance to speak about what it is that they're doing, and trying to like learn more about what's going on Hive, and learn more about like how Hive works, and facilitating these open discussions. um, we try to not shy away if there's some sort of juicy stuff going on. We like to like really stick our finger right in the wound and say ouch. And then try to figure out how do we get around this thing. So yeah, we just had our first interview, and it was with Block Trades. We scored the big fish, and yeah, it was an amazing chat. He talked with us for a little over an hour, and then he stuck around and talked for another 3 hours in the after chat, which was amazing. And yeah, next Tuesday we have Lord Butterfly coming on, and we're going to dig into a bunch of the stuff that Lord Butterfly is working on, and it looks like we have Acid Yo for the third show. So we've got a nice little lineup that's coming down the pipeway.
Yeah, we do. It's not often we get block trades talking, and I think that it really did kind of excite a lot of people that he was there. And he's a really interesting guy with a wealth of knowledge. And man, so many projects on the go. You'd bring up an idea, and he'd go, "Yeah, well, I'm working on this project too." It was quite revealing.
Yeah, he's a pretty amazing character. My feeling, I always appreciated him. He always seemed like a genuinely good guy. But that interview in particular, and just hearing his thought process, and hearing the way that he handled kind of some tough questions. um, I often feel that Hive is missing that leader, right? And I'm just like, we got it. He's just like this super humble, shy guy. That's it. That's it. He's a pretty magic dude. Uh,
Yeah, well, he was in many ways the driving force behind the hard fork. While other people were busy trying to negotiate with Sun and try to come to some kind of solution, he was the guy working on Plan B, and he was ready to go when it was needed.
yeah, he doesn't like seem like he has any bone, like he's gonna like look at the reality. He's gonna adapt and move forward with what he sees as the correct thing, and he's not gonna hesitate. That's the sense I get out of him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So Acidio, that one's going to be interesting as well because Acidio is often very reticent to come on voice. He doesn't, he's not confident of his language skills. So that one should be very interesting as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I actually, when I was browbeating him into coming on, very gently. I was just like, if you're worried about your voice, we get some sort of voice modulator. And he's like, no, he's like, I'll talk. It's okay.
Well, he and I had a conversation some time ago around that topic, and I was telling him about Pravesh and how when Pravesh first started coming in to PYPT, he didn't want to come on voice, and gradually he did, and his language skills have improved. So hopefully, he kind of thought about that. And bipolar, you are racking up the levels yet. You've got the 3 HBI. So you're now up to 4. She's work she's working for the hat trick. So for the non-hockey types, hat trick is 3 goals. All right, Seke, you're up. He's typing.
Okay.
Um, whose profile
Yeah, no,
pic
the
looks like Brandon
creative
Sanderson?
brain,
Oh,
creative brain.
creative.
I don't know if no, but like when I first came on voice, I looked at like, like why is Brandon Sanderson on the picture? I was not trying to find his name, but I couldn't see it from the call, so I was like maybe waiting hoping that he would drop an emoji or something. So yeah, he did, and it does look like Brandon Sanderson a little bit though. Anyways, back to the post. Brandon Sanderson is an author. For those that are wondering, he's the author of the Storm Knight Chronicles. Great series, wonderful books. Yeah. So this is a friend of mine, like a friend of mine on High Spectrum Mekons. Yeah, that's how to pronounce his name. But this is the second account, Captain Hype, what he used for his writing. And he has built quite a fictional universe. And I've talked about this too while before. Back when J. Fuji, before his fatherly duties, I think he's still on Hype though. He was writing his own story series. I was reading both that one other guy that literally dropped off, and this Sapien book short story, or the Sapien book universe. I think I'm rambling a little bit. So like this is just part of the short stories from the same universe. You can go check it out. It's a wonderful, really wonderful, big project that he has going on. Some are on Amazon. You can just check this Captain Hive. Captain Hive is the writing account. You see the full link and stuff there. So yeah, thanks for that.
All right, thank you. And by the way, bipolar, you got your hat trick. She got the 5 HBI. All right, creative.
Oh, okay, I'm going to go now.
All right, Gray, you're up. So, this being your first time, go ahead and drop the link in the text channel and then open your mic up and tell us about it.
Working on it, really.
Okay.
There's
we go.
one, and then I think I got a message from a very friendly person who I don't want to identify by name, but their initials are Alessandra, that I should drop also the Peak D link.
No, that's okay. Just the one link.
Okay. Okay.
I got you, Gray. There you are.
Thank you. So this is just a summation of various little laws or rules or mantras that I had come up with over the past 3 years of living with ADHD that got distilled into 5 axioms of ADHD. And it's been performing very, very well at medium.com, where I first published it. And I actually am really proud of the writing. So here, I'm going to share it here.
All right. Is this your first post on Hive?
No, I have a few other ones.
Oh, good. I thought you had, but thought I'd check.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like I said, the workflow is really hard for me to go from where I normally publish to jumping through the hoops on Hive. So I'll get used to it.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I love that way
Just
you've done that picture too.
just keep moving.
All right. Thank you, Gray. And butt coins, you're up.
All right. So yeah, it's this is a first for me here. I've never actually promoted my own post here on the PYPT show. I don't generally do self promotion in general, but every once in a while there's something that I care about. And one of the things I care about is my music. I'm a musician and I'm in a band, and I put a lot of love and energy into creating these songs and performing them. And recently, I entered a song with my band into the Vibes Web3 contest, and I made the cut. So there are 15 entries out of some 350 entries that went into the Vibes contest, and I'm one of those 15. And there is a voter board that is happening. And right now, I am the leader. I'm currently leading in votes, but I want to crush the competition. So everybody here can aid me by clicking on my post and then clicking on the link inside of that post and going to the Vibes voter post. And you just scroll down to the bottom and you'll see a bunch of names, and one of them will be butt coins. And you can just go ahead and slap a big fat vote for butt coins so that I can win the vibes contest. so so, so that is that's my little the actual post here is not so impressive. I made it really fast last night, and it was just to put peer pressure on people to go and vote for my entry. But we're encouraged to do that. They encourage people to cause drama and spread the word about their entries and get people to vote. So yeah, if anybody here is willing to go and give me a vote, I will love you to death.
Everyone has a butt and should vote for it. So with
It's-
pretty in pink, the pink wedge there is Buttcoin's chair. So I think he wants to make that cover the green parts. So yeah, let's poke it up there a little bit. Thank you, Buttcoins.
yeah, yeah, thank you.
And Kitty Girl, you're up.
There's a lot of people on Hive, and even here in Pimp Your Post Thursday, that enjoy making things with natural ingredients. And one of the ladies on Hive, Millie, has posted her own recipe for an air freshener that she makes. She uses essential oils and fruits and um, things like cloves and nutmeg and whatnot also. And she shows in the post how to put the ingredients into a container where they can infuse together. And then she talks about how she strains the liquid out and whatever, and puts it in the spray bottle that she can spray around the place where she lives. And she's put stuff in there that will help neutralize odors as well as just making the air and whatnot fresh smelling. And it's again all natural stuff, so it's really good.
Very good. Um, Anyone who has a cat in the house, though, would want to be a little bit careful. Tea tree oil is a noxious substance for them. Actually,
Ah, that's good to know. I did not know that. That
and
might be a good comment to leave under her post.
most of the essential oils are not healthy for cats, which is kind of interesting to know at times. All right, thank you, Kitty Girl. I've got nobody else on the list. Anybody else got anything they want to share? Artemis, do you have something for World Building Expo?
Oh, well, I suppose I only have social media posts. I could.
Bring one over.
Okay.
Now
So
that you've twisted her arm,
it's an easy twist.
Well, that's true.
So, as you might have gathered, we've got another expo coming up on Go Brunch that anybody
They
can
seem to do those fairly often, don't
every 3 months. And for it,
Ah, okay. I didn't realize it was on such a schedule.
yeah,
O-
which is kind
Okay,
of cool.
I hope this is the way this works.
Yep, that worked.
Oh, awesome.
So
So
tell us
we've
about
got
it.
our word. Look at that. I put June in there and it's supposed to be for March. Boy, did I goof up. So this March, next week, 11th to 12th, we are having our World Building Expo, and there's going to be probably at least 50 or 60 booths. It's like going to Comic Con, but you get to see how Go Brunch can be used and all the amazing ways that people use it and go enjoy their activities and get some swag and meet new people. It's a lot of fun. The link is correct, the date just is not.
And you kind of left that because it created such an uproar, didn't you?
Yeah,
Although you might want to change it
I am actually.
just for fun. So who's got the first NFT of this month? It will be. Oh, you got to be joking. Bipolar. Clean sweep today, Bipolar. And she's typing away. Alessandra, you're up.
Has that ever happened before where somebody has won all the um, prizes in the draws for show?
Not that I can recall. I think this is a first.
Lucky, lucky, lucky lady. Okay, so I knew from the first time that I met Buttcoins in Mexico, I knew I liked him because he didn't overwhelm me and he wasn't so busy with telling me how brilliant he was like most other everybody else there was. And I'm like, you're just easy to be with. So I totally get the thing about here's this thing that he's working on that's really special to him. And he would not normally just put that out there on his own accord, but there is a part of him that does like that. There's a part of him that needs that. And that musician part, first, I didn't even know. See, he doesn't really talk about himself. I didn't know that he was a musician. So good on you for bringing us that. Um, so what I have here in this post, I've worked up to writing about a creative work hour, like what's up today? What did we do? What did the group do? Who was there? Is it a special day? So yesterday, I was hit with kind of an unlikely for me kind of topic, Ash Wednesday, because I wasn't raised in the church. So I decided to go as part of kind of like a creative date. I don't know if you've heard of that. Julia Cameron talks about creative dates where you just take yourself out to do something for curiosity or just because it sounds interesting. And there's a certain vibe that you get when you take yourself out to do these things. And so I did that yesterday. Um, and so not only do I talk a little bit about, well, what does church have to do with creativity, and I end up really embarrassing myself because I don't know how to behave at church. Like I should have known from, and I didn't even have the good sense to include this in the post, but it's really funny. I walk up to the church and there's a man there whose position is, now I know, it's called the dismissant.
The
And
dismissant.
the dismissant. And he's at the door of the church. So, I've got my hair brushed and I've got my shoes tied and I'm walking into the church and he stops me and he goes, "Are you here for the service?" And I look around like, why else would I be here? But it made me wonder for a moment if the dismissant was going to allow me entry into the church. So, against his better judgment, he let me in. And so I write a little bit about the experience of going to a church You know, not because I have blood on my hands, but just because I'm like really creatively curious about what is this Ash Wednesday business. And yeah, so I really hope that you'll take a look at it. I know it may be long. I know there's stuff wrong with it, but I think we just have to keep trying, right? We just have to keep trying. So there's my little post. I'd love it if you took a look. Thank you. The end.
You know, the parish I attended was pretty high Anglican, and I've never heard the term dismissant. That's a new one.
Oh my God. Are you here for the service?
We usually called people at the door greeters or gossipers, depending what they were engaged in. Usually the gossiping.
Oh, thanks, Sarge. Oh my gosh.
All right. Anybody got anything else they'd like to share today? Okay. You've been listening to Shadows Pub host, Pimp Your Post Thursday. Thank you for joining us at PYPT, and join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep on creating, and yes, it's all about community. And of course, bye, Wilma.